Something's wrong. Very wrong. Just got an invite to a wedding. From Eprick of all people. Yeah, a bit random. It turns out that when the crew robbed him and his side lover, Mr. Reach Around, Bree bashed him over the head and it's rewired his brain. In a flash, he went from being a dinosaur-sized piece of shit into being all nice. Out of the blue, he proposed to his boyfriend and extended an olive branch to the +1 crew by inviting us to be there. He said, let's start afresh, guys. Life's too short. Fuck off, mate! The damage has been done and can't be fixed, you snake. But sure, we'll tag along for the free food and booze while we kill off a few of your despicable family members. Let's call it pest control. Not sure if anyone's pointed it out yet, fat boy, but you're already married to ShePrick. No matter how busted up she is, it's a bit of a shady move to mess her about like that. Not really sure why I'm sticking up for her, cause she's no saint. It just so happens that she's banging her ex-gardener Manny Garcia on the side. Being a typical Spaniard, he's grassed Eprick up about having a side slice of sausage, so she's now fully clued up about his games. Let's just say that she's pissed off and ready to ruin the party.
Fast forward to the wedding day, and it's gonna be a joyous affair. Held at the Rainbow nightclub in London. It goes without saying that the crew rocked up looking absolutely fabulous. They all sat there on the tube, lost in their own thoughts, anticipating some action. Bree looked solemn as she held her bag of apples tightly, no doubt thinking of her son, baby Yang, who died at the hands of Van Eprick hundreds of years back. Some wounds never heal. The twins had maybe gone a bit far with a drag theme, but they never do anything by half measures. Dude was kicking back with a cigar, despite smoking being banned on trains in 1984. He makes his own rules. D didn't quite look himself, but maybe he was tired after flying in from Austria. Nothing that a can of Red Bull won't sort out. Whispering dude was in a state of zen, seemingly meditating as per usual. Probably thinking about dancing cats and fire-breathing dragons again. Maya was busy laughing her ass off while looking at her phone. Yet another dick pic sent to her by someone from Germany, mistakenly thinking she's a girl in real life. Pedro and Elvis were taking things in their stride. They're pro-killers. Been doing this a long time now. Just another day at the office. No dramas, just pajamas. Anyway, they finally enter and split up. It's wall to wall with nefarious Eprick family members, all with fingers in salacious pies you don't really want to hear the details about. To start the night off with a laugh, Pedro squirted some poop juice in the champagne for no other reason than to amuse himself. As he did so, the waiter waltzed over and stared Elvis dead in the eyes. Couldn't put his finger on it, but the weirdo looked kinda familiar. Pedro gave Elvis a look to see if he'd clocked anything odd, but his gaze was fixated on Eprick and Reach kissing and making the marriage official. Go easy on the tongues, mate. There's a baby and ladies present. At that point, the waiter leaned forward with his tray and said, would you like a drink? Einar? What the fuck? How does he know your real name? Before Elvis could react, there was a commotion outside the venue that grabbed everyone's attention. Someone mentioned something about ShePrick being the mother of all unicorn bunnies and arriving with an army of squirrel warriors before bashing up the club bouncers and storming in. They were probably exaggerating, but out of nowhere, ShePrick came running in, zoned in on Eprick and sparked him out with a haymaker from the depths of Mordor. And she did the same to Reach, knocked out cold. It was a sight to see. Then she ran back out again without looking back. As this was going on, the sex traffickers Walter Grady and Eprick Kingston snuck off to make out in the photo booth, witnessed by the waiter who was repulsed. Trust me, when the weirdo was weirded out, you know shit's really messed up. They chose to head downstairs to take things to the next level, but weren't aware of being followed by a certified serial killer. The ruckus caused by ShePrick was the cue the crew needed to put their plan into effect. Deed was the first to draw his weapon and shot some ginger man bird right in the forehead. Was kinda messy, followed by the twins and Maya getting to work on cutting down Eprick as a tag team. He didn't stand a chance. As they finished him off, Pedro and Elvis sunk a few rounds into a Jimmy Savile prick alike, which was very satisfying. And as he dropped, Bree was busy doing the thing and dishing out. Posted anyone stupid enough enough to look in her direction. Pedro gives her heat because he's a sarcastic little arsehole that doesn't like authority. But he'd never want to get in her bad books. He's not quite as dumb as he looks. He loves her, really. Back to the serial weirdo called Martin. He had followed the two reprobates downstairs to the domination room, where they were busy playing tongue twister, totally unaware that Martin had turned up wanting to join the party in a way they might not enjoy as much as he did. He wasted no time in splitting them up and making Walter choke in a deep throat death that wasn't too unfamiliar, but this time with no breaks to catch his breath. Then it was on to Eprick, who was bagged up and ready to be introduced to a baseball bat appropriately named Swift Justice. Sleep tight upstairs in the main club, dude, and whispering dude moved in on a knocked out Eprick and Beach for a reason nobody can explain. They showed a level of empathy and only kneecapped them. Sure, they'd be in severe pain, but depending on how you looked at it, they were lucky enough to still be alive. Pedro being Pedro, he wanted to end the day on the high, so we headed to the sound system and fired up Dancing Queen by ABBA, so everyone could unwind with the dance off and to make the most of the freebies.